Hey guys, you'll ask for a video guide on how to play from behind, and so today we'll be reviewing one of my games, and we'll be talking about how we can have an impact on the map, how we can have an impact on the game while we're playing from behind. And one thing I will say as a disclaimer before we get further into the video, right? I did demote for Masters. It only takes one game to demote for Masters, so I did demote for Masters. This is not a Masters game. This is a high diamond game. And I don't want to, yeah, I don't want to have you guys assuming something that's not, right? So this is high diamond. I'm pretty sure the MMR is Masters. And actually some of these guys, if you are a Masters player, you might recognize, like this Victor. I've played with him quite a few times. The Jinx. This Victor's toxic. This brand's toxic. Anyways, doesn't matter. So let's jump into the game. We're playing Camille versus Jax. It's not a very easy matchup at all. And since I'm not a Camille player, I mean I am a Camille player, but I haven't played this matchup as a high level a lot. We're not too experienced with this matchup, so we don't know our trade windows super well. So bear with me, and yeah, we'll talk about our macro and how we can have an impact on the game as we get into things. So to start off, we're watching for an invade, just making sure nothing happens. A lot of people like to sit at the tower like this, but the way I see it is like when you're sitting at tower here, you have zero value. You're literally not contributing anything. So if you're not going to contribute anything, you might as well be sitting at a bush and watching for an invade. Because that information can like save your jungler a lot. Okay, so we leash. And actually I kind of messed up here. I started my Q. This is definitely a matchup where you should start W. I think I just wanted to give this guy a good leash. Well, yeah. Because I was like preoccupied with something and I was like, oh, I need a leash. So I started Q and then I got to lane and I was like, oh, fuck. Need my W. So we actually looked out. Jax starts the game by pushing the wave, which is really, really bad. This is not something you should be doing on Jax. Jax has prio here. He wins early, especially since I started Q, right? But if we go up and auto attack him, he just hits a Z and he's gonna win the trade every single time. So what's gonna happen is he's gonna get prio, and if he is in a good position, if the wave is in a good position for him, he can actually play in this pocket here and zone us out of XP. Because he plays here, we'll have to like play here, right? And he can zone us off of XP that way. So we want to get the wave pushing into us early. And some people might ask, how do you do this? How do you get the wave to push into you early without it being stuck at this midpoint here? Which happens frequently, right? Because this is the issue. When it gets stuck at this midpoint, then he plays here. And then we get denied XP, right? We don't want to get denied XP. XP in the early game is huge. So how do we get it so that the wave always pushes into us, whether or not these guys actually push the wave? Because a good Jax player doesn't push the wave here. And I will tell you how we can get to push. And this works with any matchup, melee, range, etc. All we have to do, we stand in our minion wave, and if the melee, let's say our melees are here, right? We're going to stand right here in between the melees and the range minions, let the opponent auto attack us once, and what's that going to do is that when they auto attack us, our minions are going to aggro the enemy laner, right? They're all going to aggro him, and meanwhile, while our minions are aggroing the enemy laner, the enemy's minions are going to continue aggroing our minions. So the enemy minions will be doing more damage to our minions than our minions are doing to them, which means the wave will push into us. So this is a trick that I use against range matchups, against melee matchups if I don't have control of the wave early, to get them to shove into me so I can safely farm around the tower. So this is something you guys can replicate too, and it's very, very easy to do. It also goes really well with Relic Shield, or sorry, not Relic Shield, Doran Shield. I apologize. But yeah, it's a very, very cool trick to get the wave to shove into us so we can farm safely under tower. And it's so tragic. Normally I wouldn't get zoned off of these. I would get these 2 minions with my W, but because I started Q, I actually lose them, which is okay. Losing gold in the early game is okay when we're playing from behind like this, or not playing from behind, but playing at a disadvantage, right? But we should not be losing XP. That's the important part. So we're kind of just waiting for this to shove. Boom, we're getting the minions that we can. We know he's about to hit 2, but we still have a little time, so we're getting all the minions we can now. And also, the reason why I did that as well is because I wanted to soften the wave. We know Lilia is probably going to be coming top within the next 15, 20 seconds, right? And maybe even if she skipped a camp even earlier, right? So I don't want to make myself very diveable. So softening the wave's good. Make sure you're not taking a lot of damage to do so, because it kind of makes it pointless, right? If you become low enough that you're diveable anyways to try and soften the wave, then it defeats the purpose. So we soften the wave. Jax pushes into us. We farm this wave. Yep. And then now we're slow pushing. And he's pushing into us, so this is actually good. So right now our focus is farming, right? We're playing from a disadvantage. We're not going to try to trade this guy a lot. All we're focused on right now is farming, and then we can focus on macro afterwards. But we can see from the start, right, that Karthus started topside, which means that top side of the map is going to be the weak side. In this case, because we're higher elo, it's different if you're not at this rank, right? But at this rank, we know that top side is going to be weak side, so that means that we don't need to do anything early. Our main objective in lane right now is to just get CS and deny the capability for the enemy jungler to kill us, to gank us, dive us, whatever, and kill us. That's the main thing. So we're just trying to make ourselves unkillable during the lane phase, so that Karthus can just repeat gank bot lane for free, and win the bot lane for free. And we can be a weak side hero on top side. So this is actually a good trade normally. I kind of misplayed it because I'm not good at Camille. Yeah. We're close enough to the tower where he can't follow us up, and then we Q him and then E. Yeah, but we messed up the timing. It's okay. So we're just trying to... Oh, I've kind of fucked up. Yeah. So because I actually fucked up there, they go in for a dive. Luckily, with this early, with how squishy they are and how little CC they have, and the fact that I have flash, it makes me kind of undiveable for them. So they try to dive here, but I just flash over the tower. And what I would recommend, by the way, if you're getting dove, right, especially if you're lower elo, play around your tower. And I literally mean around it. Let's say we're right here, right? Let me use a brighter color. Let's say we're right here when we're getting dove, right? I will flash to the opposite side of the tower. Or I like to position myself in corners. So I like play right here, and then I'll flash over here. And what that does is it forces the enemy laners, if they don't have flash, they have to path like this, right? They have to go all the way around like this, or they have to go all the way around like this. So it's very awkward for them, and it takes a lot of time. So it's probably either going to force out a flash, or it makes it so they can no longer dive you. And that's exactly what I do here. I'm positioned here, and I flash right here. So if they want to follow me, they either flash under tower and die, because they're level 4, right? Or they run me down and chase me like this, but it's going to take too long anyways as well, right? So they still won't be able to flash even if they run me down. So, and then we know that they can't dive us for now, so we trade back a little bit. Once this next wave comes, it gets kind of dicey, and now we're kind of evaluating what is Lilia going to do, because now they can kind of dive us. Now we don't have flash, we just used our abilities, and the next wave is crashing, so they can still dive us. So we go back to the tri-bush to reassess, and the good thing about this position is if Lilia comes from lane, we'll know. If she comes from here, she wants to flank from tri-bush, we will know, but also it puts us in position of the XP range, right? So we'll still be in XP range to get a lot of these minions that hit tower. And as we'll see, if we look above our name... Oh, wait, do I not have it on? I do. Wait. Maybe I didn't get XP for that. I should have gotten XP for that. I don't know. You should get XP in that position. Depending on where the wave's at, obviously if the minions are dying like back here, you're probably not going to get XP for them. But if they're dying close to tower, in that position, you will get XP. Okay, so yeah, we farm this wave. We're just looking for a recall timing. We don't, again, the reason we soak XP here and we don't just recall and teleport, because we do have teleport, is because we want this XP in the early game. Gold is not a big deal. We can miss out on some gold, right? But we need to make sure that we're getting this XP. So we soak this big wave that's coming in, and then we reset, and we teleport back. And the reason why I stopped my reset there for a second, which was kind of bad, but I wanted to get Sheen, but I realized it's not going to be worth it to wait for my Sheen timing. Excuse me. Okay, so now we're in this position again, right, where the wave's in a neutral state, and it's actually pushing into Jax. But we don't want it to push into Jax. We want to be able to farm under our tower. And our Karthus is actually here, so it applies twofold, that we want him to push into us so that he's vulnerable for ganks, but also so we can farm easier, right? So again, we do this tactic where we walk up to the wave, and then we let him auto-attack us to aggro the minions. Like, look how far up I'm playing right now. Then we grab CS because he's not punishing us. So now because he's not punishing us, we can play further up, right? And so we do play further up. And then as soon as he does decide to punish us, boom, our minions start aggroing him. See? And then he stuns the minions, and then I trade back with him. Boom. And then he re-engages again. And so the wave's fully shoved into me now. And now he has to crash it. So if we remember, right, Karthus started bot side or top side of the map, and he cleared the bot side. When he reached the bot side of the map, assuming we weren't looking at like mana bars and stuff in the early game, right? We saw Lilia top because she tried to dive us, which means that she started the game in the bot side of the map. She started bot side, Karthus started top side. So the way I see it, if we don't have adequate information of where Lilia is at, she should almost always be the exact mirror of Karthus if she's playing correctly. She could be bot side here, but she wouldn't have any camps up, right? So it would make more sense for her to be top side here. And so I think we actually see her bot here in a second. But generally that's a good way to look at it and how to tell, like, you know, where people are. And so normally if I knew she was bot side, I would have pinged this. But let's see. Let's get our poke in on Jax. Clear the wave. And if you notice, actually, when I'm clearing this wave here, and we do see Lilia bot here in a second, but when I'm clearing this wave, it's very minimal. We're taking our time to clear it. And the reason, we want to make sure we secure the minions, but the reason we take this time is because we want the wave to slow push into Jax's tower. Because when we have a lot of minions built up, it makes it hard for him to go in on us. Oh. I don't know why we started pushing. That's kind of a mistake, pushing this. Yeah, because this wave is here, so it's actually going to take some time before this crashes. I think I realized that here, yeah. So we start slow pushing it here, because we realize that we kind of messed up the wave. Boom. Okay. Yeah, so because of that, it's in this really awkward spot. So, yeah. This is why you should either commit to pushing or slow pushing. I fucked that up. It was so stupid. That's why I'm diamond, high diamond, not freaking masters, whatever. Yep, so we're just trying to get the wave to push in there, and then we realize he's holding a freeze, so there's nothing else to do on the map except for a roam right now. We could reset, but there's really, we don't need to reset. So we look for a roam timing, and I don't think we actually end up doing anything here, but the opportunity is there, right? If action pushes up too far, then we kill him. But in this case, that doesn't happen. We see a little fight in the river, but nothing really happens, so we reset and we get back top. And so for that entire roam, and we got our base in, and got an item advantage, we missed like 2 minions, that's it. Other than what we would have missed anyways, because Jax would have froze us off the wave, denied us XP. So if you're gonna lose XP anyways, then you might as well do something else around the map. That's the way I see it, at least. I don't know if that's the right call, but that's what I do. So again, we get a big crash on the tower. I think we slow push that wave. By the way, we get a crash on the tower. So we look for a roam window, and this is literally perfect for Camille. So we're really playing for Camille's advantages, without like forcing 50-50 trades in the lane. So Camille's big on roaming, right? But we're also finding these really good roam timings and windows. So it just works out really well. And bot side of the map is winning as well because they have Karthus camping them. So it's just really good overall for us. He plays really weird here, but I think he's trying to get the plating. Okay, so we clear this. The good thing about Jax leaving there is we know so let's see how much HP he has. Yeah, so he's full HP here. Mid lane is shoved and he recalled. So Jax can't go mid lane, right? And we have vision here that tells us if he does go mid lane. So either he resets here or he goes for Rift, and it looks more than likely that he's going for Rift. But I do want to catch this wave first. I don't want to just go and contest Rift and give up minions. So do this wave, and then I think we go and check for Rift maybe. Oh no, we don't. Okay, well, it says. Okay. Oh yeah, and then we have the Karthus here, so we trade into Jax. I don't know why Karthus ganks like this. He could literally just plant like this is so bad, bro. He literally just plants over the wall here, but whatever. Yeah, but we know Karthus has ult, so if we can get Jax low enough, his ult will take care of the rest. So that's why we do this little trade. I didn't want to overextend while Jax's Z was up, because he could have easily just turned that and killed me, especially with his ult. So we push that out. Jax survives because he used his E, which is fine. We're just assisting with the Rift here. So we secure the Rift, and then we want to make sure, because he was freezing, we want to make sure this crashes into tower. So we try to get this crash. And if you can't get it to crash, then it's fine to just reset. I was pretty confident that I could get it to crash before this other wave got in. And boom, it crashes, we get the XP, and we're good to go. Even if he froze these 3 minions here, it's not enough to keep a freeze going for 2 waves. So we would have been fine either way. So we reset, we TP for tempo. That's what TP stands for. TP stands for the T, and TP stands for tempo. We push waves in because we know Jax reset, and then we look for a room timer again. And so because there's nothing to do mid, right? And we know Lilia's topside. I think I don't remember how. Oh no, she's actually bot side. Okay, well I thought she was topside. I thought with my jungle tracking, she's actually pathing really weird this game, but I thought that she was going to be topside. So I put a ward down for our Victor, and this is something I would recommend you do in all your games. If you don't need words to avoid ganks, then use your words for other people, and then warn them when you see people in those words. Because even in like Masters, like I've had to spam ping people that they're getting ganked, like when we see them on vision right next to them, right? So getting that word down is good for them, but even more so warning them when they get ganks is like huge, or when they get ganked. This is a random rift. Just get the tower plannings off, whatever. So again, our focus is not to fight. We're not looking to 50-50 trades. We're just we're focusing on CS right now. Then we see dragons coming up soon. We shove the wave and we head straight to dragon. I'm okay with handshaking this wave here if it means winning this team fight, like guaranteeing that my team wins this team fight. And we do. I come down here, we win the team fight. There's kind of a troll flash, holy shit. And I think I get a kill here, yeah. By the way, a lot of people think that's BM. It's actually binded to my R the Mastery 7. Yeah, and then here our Victor, he actually matches top for us, which is really nice. So we just go mid, we shove out mid, and we recall because we just get a kill, right? So we're on we're sitting on about 1k gold. So it's a good recall window. We get a pickaxe, so very, very nice. And then we go bot lane because our bot lane went mid. So we get bot lane shoved out. Generally, before you fight, you want to kind of you want to get these side lanes shoved, or your side lane at least. Like if we're looking for a fight mid, as long as there's not an immediate risk of our team getting engaged on, then I like to push out the wave bot lane first, maximize my CS, and then we can go participate in whatever shenanigans are going on mid. So boom, we push this out. We can see there's nothing really going on right now. We have full control over the Rift Herald, which means that the enemy team's probably not on the top side of the map, right? With all this vision we have, with this wave being up here, so it probably means they're bot side, and so we clear this wave and then we back out. And if we look, I'm sure there's at least 2 people. There's probably 3 people here, though. Yeah. So they're looking to catch me out. Yeah. We use context clues to determine that they were bots. Then we got a kill, so we either want to look to team fight or we want to look to get an objective here. So I hope shove in mid, we keep Zig safe, and while he's doing that, our in top lane they're shoving and looking for a tower, and then we're clearing vision here and trying to shove these other waves. Ooh, that's okay. Let's pretend we didn't see that. Okay, we get our reset, get our boots and our T-mat, and then Dragon's getting ready to come up, so we actually contest this neutral space early. And for those that are not higher rank, the reason we contest this space, and this is what I mean by the neutral space, the river, right? The reason why we contest this neutral space is because everything that leads into this space is a funnel. This is a funnel, this is a funnel, this is a funnel, this is a funnel, etc., right? So in order to contest this, you have to go through a funnel. Even like the lanes, like they're bigger areas, but they're still kind of funnels, right? So getting control of this neutral space helps secure the dragon. Because I don't have a lot of value right now, right? Actually, just sprint, dead sprint it to the dragon. We get control of the space, and we secure the dragon for our team. Oh, and there's a team fight that breaks out. So let's break down this team fight. So, again, I'm not the focus in this game. I'm not the carry, so it is not my objective to carry fights because I'm not fed enough to be a carry, right? So we want to play fights slow. We have a Karthus for DPS and frontline since he can just suicide, right? We have a Leona for frontline and CC. And so, oh, and we have our bot lane, right? They got super fed. We have a fed Ziggs. And so all our objective is in fights is to play it slow, look for free burst damage off on people, or maybe look to secure kills. And that's it. We don't really need to do anything else because the game's not about us right now. So we do just that. Boom. Get a nice kill. And then as you can see here, I tried to peel the Jax off of the Victor. I actually ulted action to get the Jax away from the Victor after I slow Jax, but it was too late. It was a late ult. So we did not end up saving him. We'll see right here. So Jax TP's in. I get the W slow off on him, and then I realize that the W slow isn't enough, and I ult action to kick him out of the way, but he still ended up hitting Victor with his Z. So I was a little late on that. So then we chase here. We know we have follow-up, so it's fine. Boom. Then we back out. Nothing to do. We get the wolves. We get the blue buff. We're too low to take dragon. It's kind of risky to take dragon with Jinx up. I don't want to get like 1 HP with Jinx and Brand up right now while we're taking dragon. So we're just taking what we can, and then we look to get out here. But then we see Brand doing this. He's overextending, right? So we just go in and kill him real quick. Super troll by him. And boom. Now we have the dragon secured. So yeah, so we have our TP, we TP back, and yeah, now we're in a good position to take dragon. So take the dragon, we recall, we go top. The dragon was secured pretty early. I think a mistake that I made here was overstaying. I think I start the dragon here, but as soon as we see the Lilia mid, we know they're not contesting dragons, so I just leave. This was kind of trolled by me as well. That's okay. Mistakes happen. We lose a tower for that, which kind of sucks, but it's whatever. It's tier 3 at this late in the game, no big deal. Okay, so here we're setting up to contest Baron, right? We're getting vision control, and then we spot Lilia recalling here, and we see Victor bot, and we actually saw Action bot as well. So we know that worst case scenario, this is a 4v4. I mean, even if it was a 4v5, I think we'd be fine. But worst case scenario, it's a 4v4, and we have a pick here. Because if Leona is able to lock this guy down, and then I'm able to E onto her or ult her, then she's dead before she can even really do anything, right? So I see Leona in this position, and then I ping her to go in. Yep, as you can see, on my wait ping and the assist ping, and then boom, we go in. I don't even need to ult. We kill her, and she actually wasted her ult, which is really nice. And then here, so for some reason, Karthus went immediately to Baron, even though we had vision at Brand. That was a mistake on his part, but my mistake is not paying attention to Karthus's positioning. Excuse me. I was not paying attention to Karthus' positioning, and I just immediately engage on this, which would have been good if we had everyone here, but we don't. And so I just get CC'd and I die for free, pretty much. I do get a kill, but or we do get a kill out of it, but it's not really worth it. So that was another mistake I made. The good thing is we don't really lose a lot for it. And we're going back top, we're clearing vision as we go. Then we're looking for picks here. We're trying to see if anybody overextends for the waves. Because we wanna get a Baron play, right? We have bot pushing. This would be a perfect window for Baron. And so push up here to see Jinx pushing the wave, and she checks the bush. This is why I always sit at corners of bushes. Like I'll sit here, I'll sit here. You want to stay out of the direct line of fire. Like if you're trying to hide from someone, stay out of the direct line of fire. Like when I'm playing support, I will play like right here in the bush, or I will play let's say the enemy's pushing into me like this. I will play right here. Or if it's the opposite, right? The enemy's pushing like this, I will play, like you could play right here, you could play right here, or back here. But you want to stay out of the direct line of fire in cases like these, where she checks the bush with her W, and her W is going like this, but I'm standing right here, so it doesn't affect me. And so because of that, she thinks this is safe, she pushes up, and boom, she's dead. And we don't really need to ult there, but we don't know where everyone is on the map, and I mean, we know there's nobody top right now, but we don't know where everyone is. So we want to just secure this kill really quick, get this pick, and then we back out and we look for either Baron or we look to get another pick while we're at Baron by threatening Baron, right? And so, yeah, and I believe that's what I want to do here, because going for Baron itself is kind of hard when we don't have a lot of DPS. We have Karthus, but Baron does a lot of damage to me, so Karthus starts it, and then I start to get low, right? And if the enemy team collapses on us, and I'm still sitting here, and like hitting Baron and my HP gets down to here, I'm pretty much one shot and I'm going to be useless. So I decided instead to back off of the Baron, and I'm pretty sure I pinged my team back here. But what I'm doing here is we're getting control over this neutral space, right? And we're giving our teammates information about how the enemy team is playing. So as soon as they decide to push up here, we'll have that information and we can react accordingly. And there's no risk of like, oh, there's randomly a guy in the bush and he catches us off guard with his ult or something, right? We'll have plenty of vision to plan what we're doing beforehand. So we kind of just play back here. Then we get vision, and I use my E to like zone them out, apply pressure, but then I see there's a lot of people, so I get scared and back off. And then they're starting to contest, so we use our sweeper to deny vision and give our team information so our team can look for a fight here. I don't know how okay. Our team can look for like a fight or a pick here, and they cannot because they don't have a lot of vision of what's going on. Well, I guess they do because, oh, they got words in the pit. But ideally, they wouldn't have a lot of vision of what's going on. Okay, so then a fight ensues. I'm low HP. I'm not just going to be diving in like an idiot, right? We're still playing it slow. We're still looking for picks. Just because I'm low HP doesn't mean that I should have 0 value. I should still look to be as efficient as I can with my trades. And then we chase down the Jacks here. We got the Baron, so we shove, we reset. We're good to go. So here, this TP. Let me explain this. So, we'll get everyone's HP. Obviously, we have to reset, right? But their team is coming on the map while we're coming off of the map. They have 2 people that are coming onto the map while everybody else is getting off. So if they take Dragon fast enough, they can actually just like straight up take it while we're resetting, right? So because of this, I start walking up, and then I see that they're contesting the dragon, right? And I know if I TP, we can stop them from taking the dragon. So that's all I do. I see that they're contesting the space, they're looking for the dragon. We get our TP in, we secure the dragon, and all we're doing is we're getting information here. I'm not face checking anything. As you can see, I'm sweeping this bush to get info if anybody's there. And then if you notice my pathing, I'm pathing like this. We know Lilia, we saw on vision that Lilia ran down like this. So she has to be somewhere on this side of our vision, right? So what we do is we path safely to get information. We path up like this. We're hugging the wall. And as soon as we get information on the dragon, as soon as we see the dragon, we're good to either back off because we got all the information we needed, or we can commit to the dragon, or we can commit to a fight. So it gives us a lot of options. From here, we have our Victor below us. So I see that, and the Victor is very strong, so we actually kind of push up to look for a fight here. So it's a 2v2 at this point. And I don't want to face check, so we're kind of playing it slow. Again, even though I'm fed, I don't want to overextend too much. We know everyone's back on the map, right? So we secure the dragon. And normally, you always want to sync your Baron recalls because it gets you all on the map at the same time, and you can start contesting objectives. Let's say I stay on the map here. Oh, what did I just do? Is it here? I'm sorry, I just skipped. Was this it? Hold on, let me see. So, I apologize. Yeah, okay. So this is it. Okay. So normally you want to sync your recalls because no, this was not it. Hold on a second, guys. I apologize. Okay. So, anyways, as I was saying for like the 10th time, normally you want to sync your recalls because it gets you all on the map at the same time. Let's say I have like 50% HP, right? And I have like 1100 gold, or less than 50%, it doesn't really matter, whatever. I have like half HP. And I'm staying on the map to push one more wave, that's all. I just want to push one more wave and then I'm resetting. Usually, unless you're doing it for a good reason. Like, you need to get a big item power spike. It doesn't make sense to do because while you're on the map, your teammates are resetting, and now they're getting on the map, right? And then after our team is already on the map, now we're resetting, and we're going back to the fountain. And so while our team is pushed up, we're still at fountain, which means that if they force a fight, it's going to be a 4v5. And in solo queue, people will force those fights every day of the week, and all the time, right? So not only is that something we do not want to risk, but also let's say the enemy team like catches them out or something. We don't want to be in that position. So try to sync your recalls if you can. In this case, I don't actually recall because if we take a look at my gold, I only have 400 gold. And 400 gold isn't a big power spike at 26 minutes. So there's really no reason to recall when I can just stay on the map and we can get a push going in a lane. And one thing I forgot to mention, sorry, earlier about delaying your timings on the map, it also delays when you can use your Baron. Because if your team can't push up because you're not there, or if they, let's say they don't push up because they know you're not there and they can't commit to a fight, right? That means that it's more time that you're not using your Baron because you didn't recall earlier. So that's another reason why it's good to get on the map. But yeah, anyways, I stay on the map because I have full mana, full HP. I don't have a lot of gold. Jax is fighting us here. We're not trying to 50-50. Even though I chunk him out, it's not a risk that I want to take. We're at a massive advantage right now. There's no reason to 50-50 trades. I'm not confident enough on Camille to take this fight and know that I win it. So we're just not going to take it. And then I ult Jax because I know as soon as he stuns me, he's just going to Q away. So we secure the kill on him. Now it's a 5v4. Now we can look to take a fight because we know that we have the man advantage. And that is the end of the game. Before we close out the game, I want to say I did a full breakdown of this game before, but there were some issues with my mic quality. So I made another version of it. I don't remember if I went over playing in this pocket here, but I will briefly talk about going. Let's go back to the laning phase real quick, and I will briefly talk about this, and we'll go and look to see what it was like for the Lilia to look for ganks in the top lane. So generally, if you're trying to just focus on farming in a lane, right, we want to try to keep the wave in this pocket here, and the reason that's good is because it makes the enemy laner susceptible to ganks, right, because they're super overextended to push up here. But also it's outside tower range, and it gives us control to contest the wave, right? Because if the enemy laner starts attacking us while we're pushed up here, we just fall back a little bit and we're in tower range, and they'll start getting hit by tower. So we can start to contest the wave, and we have control over it. We can sit in CS, and it forces them to overextend, which makes them susceptible to ganks, and it also makes us ungankable. So, in this case, for this game, my focus, again, I may have already said it, but I'm just going to reiterate, is to CS and not die to ganks, right? We don't want deaths in lane, especially against a counter matchup, but we also want to not die to ganks. Because that's our focus, we spent most of our time, most of our waves were either in this position, they were crashing into the enemy tower, or they were crashing into our tower. So there weren't a lot of opportunities for the Lilia to gank us. And so real quick, we're just going to run through and see how it was like for Lilia to look for ganks in the top side and see how much time she spent top looking for ganks, while Karthus was actually getting stuff done in the bot lane. So yeah, Lily's here. She sees me top. We already kind of saw what she did. And then she backs. Gets her scuttle. Back on the map. She goes top side again. What the? Okay. Okay. Well, no wonder I couldn't track her correctly. Okay. Interesting. And she looks for gank bot here. Dies. Because Karthus is already down there. They're already ahead. She comes. What is this pathing, bro? Okay. It's interesting. Actually, it looks like she didn't spend a lot of time top. Yeah, that should. Okay, so this should be a lesson for you as a jungler if you're watching this. I don't know why any junglers would watch this, but if you're a jungler watching this, you should always play around the lanes that have that are either your win condition or they have the most potential. This lane, she doesn't even need to camp this lane. She just needs to win it early for Jax. So she just ganks like 2 or 3 times and then she can take control of the bot lane. But she didn't secure the win in this lane. So Jax isn't really extending his lead. He's kind of just trading even with me, which is really bad when he has this kind of counter matchup. But I think Jax should definitely be his priority here, especially since she knows Karthus started topside. And so, oh, yeah, and by the way, she was looking to gank here, and then obviously she saw that I was not in a gankable position. Boom. She resets, she goes bot lane. Bro, what? What is this pathing, dude? Oh my gosh. Okay. This is Masters, by the way. Oh yeah, she's looking top again. But look, I have a massive wave built up. And I'm keeping my E up here. And Jax, like, isn't in a position to, like, stop me. Essentially. So. Also, I don't even know if I'm going to include this in the video because this is such a waste of time. Like, this guy's pathing is so bad it doesn't even end up mattering. Okay, here we go. He's topside again. Let's look at the wave state. Oh, well, I'm not even top anymore, so. But let's just... I mean, if you just look through, like, usually the wave states aren't in a gankable position for me. Let's say she ganks when I'm here, right? And one thing you should be doing as a laner is always considering how you're going to respond if the jungler does gank. If Lilia ganks here, all I do is E to this wall, I hit the E here, and then we go that way, and we're out. That's it. So there's really no way she kills us, even when we're pushed up like this. And when we're here, this is where it gets more dangerous, but we have flash up. Oh, we actually don't have flash up. Oh, I don't know. The good thing is, Jax uses Z, so it doesn't make it very gankable. I think we go and get vision here. Or no, we're playing right outside of vision, but we're getting XP. But yeah, so there weren't a lot of opportunities for her to gank us. There were some, but not a lot. And that's our focus, is that we don't want to get caught out. We don't want to die to ganks, and we don't want to die to our laner. And then we focus on CSing as much as possible, getting as much XP as we can, and then still having an impact on the map and getting roams off. And contesting objectives if applicable. If you're super far behind, then sometimes it's better to just focus on farming up. So yeah, we will end it here. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I will catch you all later. I think I may make a part 2 for a game where I'm actually really far behind, and we can share that one in a different video. But that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please subscribe, like, etc. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.